In this lead generation guide, you're going to learn how to build a fully functioning lead generation funnel to, of course, generate some leads and book more sales and strategy calls. Timestamps below, along with some other helpful resources, we'll be referencing throughout this guide. Now, the B2B funnel has three big phases: the prospect pool, the contact collection, and magnifying the mess. The first phase in the B2B funnel is the prospect pool. To target your ideal customer and direct them to check out your services, you can use one of three different traffic strategies. You can do paid advertising, go the organic route, or join community groups. You can apply these traffic strategies across 6 different platforms. With each strategy, you do want to make sure that you choose one of those platforms. Contact collection is where you drive traffic to your landing page and collect the contact information of your ideal customer. To nurture them and move them down your sales funnel, you need their contact information. For them to give you their contact information, you need to give them something in return. And that something is your lead magnet, which they should deem valuable enough to exchange their contact for. After giving their contact to you, they will be directed to a thank you page where you will tell them to check their email for an email containing your lead magnet. After sending them your lead magnet, you will then send 4 more emails that will lead them to your booking page. This is going to be the third phase of your B2B funnel. Those 4 emails will demonstrate the value of your services and tell your ideal customers what they're currently doing wrong and why they should book a call with you. Those emails will lead them to a booking page to schedule a call with you for you to close them on your product or service. After the booking page, you'll send them to an assessment where you'll ask 7 or less questions to quickly pre-qualify them and have a little more information so you can be prepared for your sales call. You want to make sure that your prospects are qualified or a good fit for your product or service before you hop on the phone. Now, let's go ahead and get more detailed about your B2B sales funnel. First up, your lead magnet. To communicate with your ideal customers and demonstrate your value as a business, you need to collect their contact information first, and they should willingly give it to you. To do that, you have to offer them something of value in exchange, and this is your lead magnet. A lead magnet is a freebie or service you offer to your ideal customer in exchange for their contact details, such as a name and email address. The key to success with your lead magnet is that it needs to be valuable. Think of it as an engine for your lead generation funnel. It powers the entire process. If your lead magnet is not valuable, your ideal customer will have no reason to provide their contact information to you. Remember, your lead magnet is the first impression you give your ideal customers, so make it count. Think about your ideal customer and ask what results they are after, and then what roadblocks they're currently dealing with. Then create your lead magnet to help them break through a roadblock or quickly achieve one of those results. There are 3 different types of lead magnets you can make. It can be text, video, or in an interactive form. A text-based lead magnet can be in the form of a PDF, a Word document. A video-based lead magnet tends to include private tutorials, video sales letters, live webinars, and such. An interactive lead magnet can be a Google or Excel sheet. Some examples include trackers, calculators, and templates. For our B2B funnel, I recommend going the text route. You want to deliver immediate results to your prospects, and this is the fastest way to get you up and running. Text-based lead magnets are so much faster to create, which means you can make 3 to 4 and start testing which one works best in less time than it would take to make 1 webinar. A text-based lead magnet can be an audit, template, report, or resource guide. An audit is a great way to walk someone through a process of their current situation and highlight the things that might be more of a problem than they realize. Here, you can simply point out what they're doing wrong and how they can take some simple steps to correct it. Another text-based lead magnet is a template. This is an easy-to-follow fill-in-the-blank framework. The third one, a resource guide, is a carefully curated collection of sources, lists, or contact information. And the fourth one is a report, which is a condensed research and analysis of data for easy decision-making. For your B2B funnel, I recommend doing a PDF audit as your first lead magnet. The other 3 are great, but they don't effectively and quickly drive a call to action to a strategy call compared to an audit. In lead generation, you need people to buy your services right now. So the best type of lead magnet is an audit. Audits are the best way to immediately demonstrate your value as a services-based business because it points out the current problems your ideal customer faces and highlights that their problems could immediately get worse if they don't address them now. To figure out what type of audit you're going to make and what should be in it, you need to find out who your ideal customer is. You need to know the results that they're after and the roadblocks that they are dealing with and what is in the way of achieving those results. One example is an analytics audit. This is a simple 10-page PDF that potential clients could go through and find all the things that they're currently doing wrong in their analytics account. Then the audit shows them how they can quickly fix some of the problems. The audit must show them how to fix some of the problems on their own. You don't want them to walk away annoyed that your audit's only conclusion was to hire you. Even if they don't get on a call with you, your lead magnet should still be valuable. Another important thing to note is you should not use a how-to guide as your lead magnet. We don't recommend using this because the perceived value is very low. People who tend to go for the how-to guides are more of the do-it-theirselfers crowd. Those people are looking for solutions, but they prefer doing it themselves. This is something you should avoid using as your lead magnet when you're trying to book calls for services. To get your ideal customer's contact information, you'll want to create a specific page on your site that offers your lead magnet in exchange for that contact information. The landing page should communicate all the benefits of your lead magnet and how it will help solve some of your ideal customer's problems. You can use the ADA framework and proven copywriting formulas to make your landing page effective and highly converting. Grab their attention through your headline and subheadline. Clearly communicate what your offer is and the results it can deliver for them. Following your headline and subheadline are your bullet points and images. This is where you're going to grab your ideal customer's interest. Create 3 or 5 bullet points that highlight the benefits of your offer. A good bullet point talks about how your lead magnet saves time, money, and generally makes life easier. So you can have each bullet point that describes how fast, easy, and simple your lead magnet is, and of course, that it's free. The button should be clear and a different color to stand out from the rest of the page, but not overly obnoxious as to not be in line with your theme. So check out the link in the description to our copywriter blueprint for all the formulas you need to craft your next high-converting landing page. After your ideal customer becomes interested in your offer, it's time to incite desire. This is where your social proof comes in. Put reviews, testimonials, trust seals, and media appearances that tell people you're real. This will make them feel that others have benefited from what you have to offer and that they will too. And if you don't have testimonials yet, like most of us, you can put a small quote talking about how helpful you think the audit or lead magnet is going to be for your prospects, along with a picture of yourself to let them know you are a real person and this audit is not a scam. Finally, get them to take action by including a button or form that directs them to where to get the lead magnet. This is where you will ask for that contact information. To keep your conversion rates high, stick with just the name and email. All the other information can be collected later. After getting their name and email, it's time to send your lead magnet to your ideal customer. To build trust and rapport, you will send a series of emails. These emails will let them know that you can help them with their problems and achieve the results they desire. Avoid sounding salesy, but still include a call to action in the PS section. Through these emails, you'll lead them to your booking page and hopefully get them to book a strategy call with you. This email sequence should empathize with their experiences, energize them to take action, and expand on the dangers of not taking action. When setting up your email sequence, we recommend sending at least 5 emails that go out once a day after someone signs up. The first email you're going to send is your lead magnet, which should go out immediately. Put at least 3 bullet points of why it's great and how it will help them achieve their desired results. Here, we're just reinforcing their decision to opt in for your lead magnet. The second email you will send will talk about the big roadblock your prospect faces. You can talk about how hard it can be to achieve the results that they desire and disprove a common myth that might hinder them from buying your paid offer. The third email is all about a hero results story. This is a testimonial or personal story that talks about how your product or service you're offering made a huge difference in your ideal customer situation. This works really well when the story starts in a similar situation that your ideal customers are in. The fourth email will focus on how booking a call with you will actually begin to help them enjoy some of the results that they're looking for. Refer to the list of results and roadblocks you've made and talk about how those will be broken through as a result of the call. Here you can sound a little more urgent with your call to action and direct them to book a call with you in the PS section. The final email you're going to send will magnify the mess that they are in. You can get a little more aggressive here and sound a little salesy. This is also the longest one. You have the same focus as email 4, but here you're going to be a lot more negative. You want to magnify the mess by pointing out things that can get worse if they don't take action. You're saying here that it might not be a big problem now, but over time it might blow up in your face if you don't fix your ads account right now, as an example. Or you could also tell horror stories of clients who spent thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, but just needed to flip a couple switches to be successful, as an example. You want to be negative, but not to the point of being insulting and telling your prospects they're dumb if they don't get on a call with you. Here you have a hard call to action in the PS section because this is the last email of your sequence. And you're essentially saying, it's been 5 emails, I don't know why you're not taking action, so here's another reason why I really think we should have a conversation. Now, when it comes to actually writing these emails, here are 4 simple steps you can follow. First, build curiosity with your subject and preview line. This will help you increase your open rates and click-through rates. Your preview line is usually the first line of your email, but your autoresponder allows you to manually type this in. This is what people see before they open the email. To build curiosity, you can refer to the list of roadblocks and results that you have already come up with. This is a very similar process to creating your headlines and subheadlines for your landing pages. For the opening 2 lines, you need to hook your readers in. You need to give your prospects a reason to continue reading your email. Start at the drama or climax part of the story. The point here is to build up tension and hit on big feelings of emotions. Here's an example from one of our email campaigns. 43 minutes and 28 seconds in. My palms are starting to get sweaty. Up until this point, I've been calm, but I'm coming up to the hard part, the part where I never know exactly what to do or how to do it. It's been almost a year and I can't get over this last hurdle. Then tell a story in your paragraph's body. Make your point, emphasize it, or bring up your call to action. Have a conversation with your prospect. Your story has 3 main parts. Because you've already gone to the climax with your hook in the first 2 lines, you need to back up a little bit. The first part of your story is the setting. This is where you start and should be close to whatever your prospect's experience or life situation is right now. So you need to empathize with a relatable story here. The next part of your story is the roadblock. This is the problem or pitfall of your story before your climactic hook that you started with in the beginning of the email. The last part is the solution. This is where you will revisit the climax and then get to the solution of solving their problem. Usually this is tied to booking a strategy call with you or whatever your offer or service is. Going back to our example, I'm on my 3rd sales call of the day and this happens every dang time. It's now just 90 seconds away. I can feel it. The question I never know how to answer. How much do you charge? Gulp. Will I get it right this time? Unfortunately, most of the time I'd get it wrong. Really wrong. Some calls ended with in a high-ticket sale. Others ended with a sense of dread for the low price I'd settled for. It was out of this frustration and cowardice I created a simple system for pricing, a carefully formulated structure to keep me confident and profitable with every client. Now, at the last part of your email is the call to action. This is where you tell your subscribers and readers why they should click the link. Your action should be in the 2nd or 3rd to last paragraph and in the PS section. This is a great place to use a hard pitch. State the unique selling proposition of your offer. Not all people will read the entire email word for word. Some will only read the top part. Some go straight to the end. So if you want to put your call to action in the middle of your email, your prospects might not notice. When you put your call to action at the beginning of your email, it might sound a little too pushy, and you're rubbing the offer in their face. The PS section also gives a sense of urgency. If you've heard of the Zeigarnik effect, It states that people who tend to remember tasks that are unfinished and incomplete, and those thoughts will continue to pop up in their minds until they complete them. This is the same thing as putting your calls to action in the PS section. If your prospects have not clicked and completed your call to action, they will most likely go to your PS section first to find and complete it. So our email wraps up. If you've ever struggled to determine what you're worth or how much you should be charging, check out this video here. Keep building the business you love. P.S. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to pricing services. You have to balance your worth with your client's ability to pay. Watch now to make sure you aren't leaving money on the table. As you can see, your call to action doesn't need to be too salesy. Here's some examples. Check out the video here. Click here to learn more. Let's chat. Book a strategy call. When your prospects click your call to action, they will be directed to your booking page. This is where they will go through your booking calendar and book a call with you. Your booking system should automate your scheduling process, assess if your client is a good fit for your offer, and affirm the meeting time. To grab your prospect's attention, your booking page should include a headline or subheadline restating that it's a complimentary call. It should also have a calendar where they can schedule a date and time that is convenient for them. Instill trust and authority by including a professional picture of yours or the person they will be talking to. Then include an appointment form asking for the minimum amount of information again, like their name, number, and the scheduled time. You can make this fully automated so you don't have to do this back and forth via email. For booking calendar tools, I recommend tools like Book Like a Boss, Calendly, or Google Calendar business slots if you're on a tight budget. Setmore is another one. Setmore is free for up to 4 users with unlimited booking and has unique URLs for your booking. Using these tools will allow your prospects to just choose a date and time with you. While some of these might be paid, it is well worth skipping the headache of back and forth emails. I do recommend setting up appointment slots in the afternoon your time so that people can schedule things without messing up your day-to-day schedule. You can also choose how often and when you want them to be booked, of course. Book Like a Boss and Calendly will give you a tremendous amount of control over how many appointments per day you have, when those appointments are, and the spacing between them. I recommend you let people schedule anywhere from 2 to 7 days out. You don't want someone booking in less than 24 hours, but you don't want someone booking more than 7 days in advance. Between these calls, have a bare minimum of 15 minutes or more. Once your prospect books a call, your booking system can automatically direct them to your pre-call assessment. It's an extra step to make sure the lead is a good fit for your paid offer. You want to ask a minimal amount of information so that there is a high perceived value of the call. But if you ask too many questions, the prospect can also wind up expecting too much out of the call. So you do want to make sure that you read all of the answers and you only ask questions that you actually need answers for before the call starts. For your pre-call assessment, asking things like their name, email address, goals, experience, and expectations is a good place to start. You can ask for their goals by providing a fill-in-the-blank section to get a good understanding of their vision for their business. Ask for their current experience and situation. Then set expectations. Ask them what questions they want to ask while they're on the phone with you so you are prepared. Once all the steps in the booking stage are completed and you've determined that your lead is a good fit for your service, the next step, of course, is the strategy call. During this stage, sales are a lot easier when using phones rather than doing a Zoom or some sort of web video meeting. You don't need to worry about body language, internet connection, things going bad, or your facial expressions when you're just on the phone. You need to call your prospects at the exact scheduled time, and you must have their number. For the strategy call, you have 3 objectives. Lead the direction of the call, listen to them intently so you can prescribe the best solution, and learn to empathize with them. For your sales script, you can use these 5 simple steps. After the small talk, state the agenda. Have a clear structure of where the call is going. Evaluate your prospect's problems by listening to their current situation, the roadblocks they are facing, and the solutions they've already tried. This is important because you need to be able to empathize and relate to them during the close process. Then prescribe a solution to their problem by offering your service and asking whether or not they're interested in your offer. As for the price, you shouldn't bring it up until the prospect asks you about it. Then address their objections. Make it clear that you understand their objections, validate their objections, and clearly show and demonstrate how they can be successful in spite of them. It's not about telling them that they're wrong. It's just about letting them know the truth without being pushy at the same time. Now, here's some quick tips for a successful strategy call. First, you should call at the exact minute it is scheduled. Stop talking and let your lead speak 90% of the time. And that means you just have 10% of the talking time. And the 90% of your 10% of talking time should be asking questions. And the majority of that is in the last quarter of the call. Take notes. Don't waste your brain power trying to remember the details of their story. You'll be able to perform better when you're focused on crafting your questions and listening than trying to remember something that they said. Ask personalized questions to let them know that you've actually been paying attention. Wait for the price question. Let them ask about price before you reveal it. Respect and address their buying objections and detach yourself from the results of the conversation. Now, to be more successful with your strategy calls, you don't need expensive or fancy training. Books are the best place to start. When in doubt, just stay quiet and let the lead keep talking. For sales books, I recommend books by Dan Kennedy and Brian Tracy. The last part of your B2B sales funnel is going to be traffic. Now, because you're driving leads, you want to be very specific with your traffic sources. There are 3 traffic strategies you can use across 6 different platforms. We have paid advertising, content marketing, and networking. Focused advertising is the paid advertising route, and the keyword here is focused. If you're a local-based business, this is the best place to go. When you're doing paid advertising, only do Google ads or YouTube ads. Why? Even though Google ads can be more expensive than Facebook ads, the few clicks and conversions you get will be much more focused and qualified. With YouTube ads, it is easy to find your ideal customer for a lower cost. The other traffic strategy you can use is content marketing. This is the organic route, and depending upon how you approach content marketing, it can take months or years. When doing content marketing, you can either make YouTube videos, write blog posts, create a podcast. Both of these content mediums work, but only choose one to start with because you need to invest a lot of time and energy in order to see results. When creating content, you can either make a tutorial, guide, or review. A tutorial is a step-by-step how-to guide that shows prospects exactly how to break through a specific roadblock. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same that your product or service breaks. It just has to be valuable to your ideal customer. Another piece of content you can create is a decision guide. A decision guide weighs the pros and cons of a decision your ideal customers and prospects has to make. You can also review products or services in your niche to help your ideal customer make a more informed decision. Provide unbiased insights on practical applications of products and services. Just don't review your direct competitors because that would come across as pretty disingenuous. Inside your content posts, you can have a call to action to get your lead magnet, book a strategy call with you, or watch or read another one of your pieces of content. Our final traffic strategy is directly communicating with your ideal customers. This is a free route and requires a lot of groundwork. Here, you join Facebook or LinkedIn community groups. When engaging in community groups, you should not do any promotional posts of yourself, your product, your service, your offer, or booking strategy calls with you. Everyone will find this annoying and kick you out of the group. You can post links to other websites, but you don't post anything that is directly related to you, your product or service or offers. You leave that for those direct message conversations. And that is all there is to it, to creating your complete B2B sales funnel plan. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you check out the links in the description to help build your funnel. And until the next, keep building the business you love.